So today's episode is going to be a compilation of some of the closest games I've had in Titanfall. Most of these games are going to be off by a point. We have a draw, so watch as the timer ticks down and watch as the points go up. It's mainly going to be attrition, some pilot versus pilot. I don't know if all those clips made the cut. And then, of course, I'm also going to share with you guys a little bit of live fire, and I think I'm getting to the point where I'm getting a little bit too cheeky for my own good, a little bit too much style, and that can cost you a game. But it hasn't yet, so I think I'm going to keep doing it. Let's see, this game here, it's pretty close already. It's 90 to 94. I'm actually surprised by how long it takes to close this game completely. Like live fire has kind of put time into perspective. When you start seeing it tick down, like 15 seconds to me is like, okay, like it goes from like green to yellow to red. 10 seconds is red, like you have to do something immediately. 15 seconds is a little bit more comfortable. And it's funny when you start talking about differences of 5 seconds. Well, when you think about phase shift, that's 2 seconds, right? But 2 seconds time 2 plus that, you know, that second in between. So we're talking about 5 seconds of invulnerability time. This isn't the phase shift video, never mind. Alright, 98 to 99, frag grenades are my friend, and I actually don't end up closing this game, but I feel good that I didn't die during all this because it was pretty hectic here. When you have games this close, I know what it feels like to lose these games, by the way. Like, I happen to just win the games that I'm showing you, but I've been on the losing end as well, and I know that the dropship has a lot more meaning at that point. It's like your saving grace. You're like, okay, I can at least get to this dropship. Like this guy can't. Like his dreams are shattered right here. And I'm looking to try to close out as many of these guys. I don't know why, but I'm feeling pretty competitive when I have games like this. And I don't use the Ordnance perk as much as I thought I would. When I see replays with it, I kind of think about it a little bit more, but I typically run the one that gives me my tactical, the power cell, like most people. Out of all the grapples, this is the only one that really mattered, because you wouldn't be able to do this without the grappling hook. You would have had to have jumped on the wall and then taken a skip, which is, that's a different move altogether. So you can't confuse good mobility with what you can actually do with a grappling hook, because those are two different worlds, and regular mobility is never going to beat regular mobility plus grappling hook. So for people who have that argument that say it's stupid, oh, now you guys are getting me going on grappling hook. You know how much I like the grappling hook. I just have to explain, it's not the same thing at all. It's a crutch for newer players because then they never learn the basic mobility. You need to first learn the basic mobility, or try to master it preferably, and then you move on to the grappling hook and you put that, and you just add the grappling hook. And then it's great mobility plus some. You guys may have seen this clip. This was in the grappling hook video about engaging up with it. They hear the hook, you can come around, and you have so many options in how you're going to come around. But this clip is making a comeback because this also ends up being a really close game. These guys are also super campy. You'll see at the end that they have some turrets in the back of the map. That's how much they decide to like. You can see it right there, that glowing eye. So I'm trying to hunt down the guy that I just saw. Now you can see that I get that crossbow, and that means I have one of my pilot kits as the ability to see when guys die. Usually people are going to take low profile, which lets you take on Titans a little bit easier. In pilot versus pilot, it's actually not a bad idea to use this perk here that shows you the crossbow, especially if you're not somebody that's good at looking at the kill feed. I find that kill feed is things that regular players and below average player, I'm not trying to be like mean to anybody who thinks they're below average if this applies to you, but if you're not somebody that ever looks at the kill feed, you're missing out on a lot of battle intel. Kill feed says a lot in regards to spawns and just people you're engaging. Sometimes you lose a guy and you're like, I can't hear him, what's going on? If you were also paying attention to the kill feed, you would know if one of your teammates killed him. Every so often you will see that I chase a guy and I'm not too sure if he's gone or not, and you'll see me kind of dance around until I look at the kill feed and then I figure out that he's already dead. So this game is semi-close. It ends up going back and forth for a bit, and then it stays really tight. So games like that, when you're looking at the score, it really tells you how you need to be playing it, if you need to put a little bit more effort. Like, I don't know, I seem to play in the sense that I keep it somewhat close. If we're ahead by a lot, I play fancier and I don't do like hardcore stuff. If it's really tight, then I may play with a little bit less style, which is hard to do at times. Right now, I have my pilot versus pilot kits, so I do not have a secondary. But the crits actually do a decent job of getting your own Titan. Like, it's viable, but it's super slow. Then I thought about pairing it with a Fire Star, and then I think you can get your Titan back pretty reliably and still have a really solid double take. setup. This is something I've been working with since Live Fire came out. The double take, I find it to be really good there with the pulse blade. You can do a lot of shots to the trees. I'm going to show you guys this in Live Fire. There's a lot of tricks with the double take. So you know what, we're definitely going to be revisiting the double take in the very near future. When I made my retreat with my Titan, I managed to take out 2 Reapers, which is a really big deal when it gets this close in attrition. I was saying that I was getting too cheeky. This is definitely one of those times. And sometimes I'm like, I may have let my team down by letting this all happen, because I wanted to get the assassination because I'm still trying to get my my new assassination at this point. So that's why that ended up happening. And if you look at the score, like right now is maybe not the best time to be doing stuff like that. But I greased myself up here like Groundskeeper Willie. This was awesome. You could kind of like almost feel the mechanics of the game just kind of whiz by your player. That's what I like about good games that do their physics right. You know, when you bump into someone even when you don't see them and you're like, I felt that, and you turn around. That's what I like about really responsive games and just games in general that feel that good. You can feel the little nudges on your character. You know, it kind of breaks that barrier between you just playing a game and being really immersed in it. That's probably why I've been playing this game so much lately. I don't think there's another game that lets you feel that good when you're running around. You know what? I expected to get goosed. I just didn't expect to get goosed by an Auto Titan. By the way, this is something that people were pointing out. Sometimes you just spawn right into a live fire game. Like, it just drops new players into a round. I don't know how it really governs this, but I've noticed that it has put me in opportunistic locations because the round's already started, people have already ran around, and all of a sudden I'm in a corner that more than likely I shouldn't have been in, and they just run right by me and I get free kills. I don't know if that should continue to go on right now. Take note of this. 1 bullet, I think, made all the difference here. And I want you guys to see how that will change in the next couple of rounds, how I adjust my game. Because that's what makes better players, people that always take their experiences and build on them. It's just like chess. If you've ever looked into chess, people don't just play chess. They practically are just doing the same movements all the time. They just played so much chess, they just know what the board's gonna look like and they just play based off of that. They're not playing in the moment. That's why they can go like ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta and do all that Bobby Fischer shit. Now I was just looking at my hand, so I didn't know what was going on in these clips. This game's gonna start getting close pretty soon. I'm starting to set up for the flag right now because I know that's what's gonna be important. That's another turret. Keep in mind that turret that screwed me over just the other round. I could slug it here, but I'd lose a little bit of time. And I thought that was gonna make all the difference, so this time I just said, screw it, I'm gonna bypass it and I'm gonna go straight for the flag. The closest games you will ever have will probably be here in Live Fire. Like, this wasn't even about a Live Fire video, so I have a lot more clips to show you about examples of how you can do really well in this mode. There are some super tight timings to getting this flag and a lot of ways to cover it. It's going to depend on your tactical, your weapon. This is a really cool game mode. I'm really enjoying it. I actually have very little time to game right now because I'm trying to make videos, I'm doing all the family stuff, I'm doing the work stuff. There is just not enough time to play, so I'm going to be using up all the footage that I already have, and then we're going to move on to some fresh live fire and kind of go from there. So I'm going to clean out my closet. We were supposed to do the Hunter series. That's pretty much a double take video, so now that I'm using even more double take, it's probably just going to be that much better. So that's going to be pretty fun to do. We're pretty much at the end of this video. The next video, though, is actually going to be the phase shift video. Maybe if it was more like this, it would be even. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys want to support my work, make sure to like, subscribe. Few words, the comments are always cool. Plus, we were talking about doing that series where you guys pick a loadout. I'm actually going to pick the loadout because no one picked anything last week. We are going to be doing the Sidewinder. I love that thing in Titanfall 1, so that should be a lot of fun. I've had a couple games already with it, and it definitely melts, especially when it's amped, so it's a pretty fun gun to use. Alright, thanks for watching again, guys, and I'll see you next time.